Hi guys, Dan Ferret here, and today I'm going to show you guys the best ways to level up your dragons as far as School of Dragons goes in 2017. Now, in previous versions of the game, in previous years of the game, there have been other ways to do certain things as far as leveling up your dragons that don't work anymore or aren't as effective anymore. For example, I used to use the eel method, which was basically you feed your dragon a lot of eels and it would knock down their happiness. Then you feed them a lot of chicken eggs and you bring up their happiness, and you can just do this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it levels them up. But since then, they've implemented that once your dragon is full, you physically cannot feed them anymore unless it's a chicken egg. So I'm going to show you this. I can't feed this baby. See? Won't let me. They've made it so you cannot waste, essentially, fish. You can waste eggs all you want, but you cannot waste fish. So even the eel method, which is something that I used to always use, doesn't work anymore. Other things like fire pits and stuff like that, people used to use those all the time. Apparently, I never played the game during these times. You could shoot fire pits and it would give you experience for some reason. Those don't work anymore either. So today I'm going to show you, as of right now in the game, the best ways to level up your dragon. And I have 3 babies that I'm going to show you how to do this with. I'm going to speed up some of the video at some points to make it a little bit faster. But I'm going to level up all 3 of these babies to adolescence. And that's just how this is going to work. So the babies that I have are Shillelagh, the Snafflefang. I just love that freaking word, Shillelagh. And for anyone who doesn't know what a Shillelagh is a stick that you can beat somebody with. It's like it's basically like a cane that you use to beat someone with. With which for a Snafflefang, because they sort of have the mace-like tail, I just felt that it was a funny word that kind of worked. So Shillelagh, the Snafflefang. I hatched my other Whispering Death egg and named him Lance Digger. And I also have a Grapple Grounder, and I named her Doom Squeezer. It was originally going to be Death Squeezer, but death is not a word that I can use in this game. It's a restricted word. So, oh well. So her name's a little more lame than it was originally supposed to be, but we'll work with it. It's alright. So Shillelagh and I are first going to show you something that you're going to need for these methods. And we're back. So I'm got the new ranch, or, well, mine's a ranch, but the new farm, and man is it pretty. But what you're gonna need, well, something I recommend that you have for using the methods I'm gonna show you are a lot of chickens. Just a lot of chickens. And I could have more if I wanted to, but I wanted to essentially decorate my farm a little bit, so I have alternating pen sizes. But you're gonna want a lot of chickens, because you're gonna need a lot of eggs for all this to work. And the reason why I say eggs and not fish is you can go out and you can get a lot of salmon or a lot of char and do it that way. I didn't feed you anything. Yeah, the farm's glitched. That's kind of weird. I'm not going to try to fix it. Trying to fix farm glitches is not the smartest thing in the world. And that's the only bad thing about this new farm, is they haven't worked out all the bugs on it yet, so it can be pretty glitchy. But as you can see, I'm getting a lot of eggs right now. I'm probably going to have about 100 eggs more by the time I'm done with this. And I have about 1,000 right now. I'm never going to run out of eggs. It's just not going to happen. And that is going to play to my benefit. Alright. So now, let's go back to the school. So, now that you have harvested all of your eggs, and this may take a little bit for you to establish a high number of eggs. The first thing that you can do is you can simply play with your dragon. So let's do that first. You can use the eel roast game. I'm not going to do that because I'm horrible at it on my computer. But you can use the eel roast game, or you can just do this. Just throw this. Every time you throw the ball, it's going to knock off one energy point. And when you're on mobile, this gets really, really easy, because you can just not pay attention and just listen for that noise, that psh noise, and then you just tap your screen again. It's kind of harder to do that on computer because you need the window up. If you have two screens, if you have a two-screen setup, then you could theoretically do this. But it's just easier to do this with mobile. I'll fast forward the rest of this. Okay, so sometimes it won't let you go down to 0, it will only let you go down to 1. This time it let me go down to 0. Eventually, it's just going to take the ball away. So when it takes the ball away, go back. This is where the chicken eggs come in. I could feed him the herring or the halibut, but it will not give as much experience as the chicken egg. The chicken egg gives the most experience for each item. So, see? He's already level 2 halfway. So that's that method. And it works fine if you're bored and just have some time to kill, or you're in a doctor's office and you're just sitting there just waiting to do something, but you need to pay attention for your name to be called. Just tapping on a screen is pretty easy to do. So that's one way of doing things. Now this is the other one, and this is something I'm good at. I'm good on the computer. I'm horrible at mobile. So when I'm on mobile, I'll typically do eels. But as far as much experience as you get for the amount of time you take, this one gives you the most. Gonna play some games. Now, if you do really well, you can get up to... I've gotten like 120 points before, but then they changed things up, and I don't know if that's even physically possible anymore. Now the average is about 90 points, and I've gotten 108 points before. But that's only if I do like exceptionally well. And just to be clear, while power-ups up here are helpful, they will not guarantee that you get like 108 points. Because it still takes time for these things to fall down and load up. So, there's no guarantee that the power-ups will help you necessarily. They're just better to get you out of jams when you can't find what you're trying to do. So, I'm just going to keep doing this. And you'll see, after just a few times of doing this... See, 90 points, like I said. After a few times of doing this, I'm going to fast forward. After a few times of doing this, he'll already be level 5, and we'll be able to make him a teenager. So, here we go. Alright, and we're back. Oh, that took a while. At least it feels like it took a while. It didn't really take all that long. So now Shillelagh. No, you can get over that. I'm always gonna say it that way. Shillelagh is now level 5. So let's do this. Ever since I started doing battles on computer.
Please help me out.
Keeping it on multiplayer is such a hassle. One of the glitches of this game that I always find really amusing is how much clipping happens. But I understand that if it didn't happen, this game couldn't function. It's a necessary glitch, and I just find that hilarious. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, clipping is when something goes into something else when it shouldn't. For example, let's see if I can. I know that he has parts from the clip. Let's see. Actually, no, I can do it. This is clipping. Me standing inside of him is technically clipping. But if we couldn't do this, then we couldn't function whenever there's like high numbers of dragons everywhere. Everyone would be crashing into each other and it would just be a mess. And what is that? Baby snow wraiths look like that? And they run like, oh my god. I mean, I don't like snow wraiths, but that's just hilarious. Yes, Shillelagh. His pattern is quite yellow. Let's fix that up a little bit. Orange. I want to mix the two natural Snafflefang colors, which is blue and red, and green and orange. So he's going to be blue and orange. So I'm not that creative. I don't know. I think he looks pretty. Alright. Shillelagh.
Perfect.
I don't care about that. Alright. So that's one of them. Now I'm going to show you guys the third and final way, final good way at least, of leveling up baby dragons. And none of these ways, of course, include just doing regular quests. I'm in a position where I've done all the quests, so if I'm going to use one to level up a dragon, I gotta wait for one to come out. So I can't show you guys that, but hopefully if you play this game, you know how quests work, and I don't have to explain that to you. Quests, of course, are always going to be your best bet, and there's nothing that can really beat them. But if you don't have any quests left, like me, because you've done all of them, and there are no expansion packs left, like me, because you've already done them, then stable quests. And I'm going to stick around and show you guys the result of the stable quests. And that will be the end of the video. Hopefully, like I said, the video will end after everyone is a teenager. Hopefully everyone will be a teenager by the end of this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make Acid Lurker active. And we're going to send 4 lucky dragons on this quest. We're going to send Shillelagh. Doom Squeezer's going to go. I'm going to have to get used to that change in the name. I liked Death Squeezer a lot better. Because, you know, because from what I understand, grapple grounders are supposed to be fearless. You know, absolutely fearless and insane. So I wanted her to have, you know, a name that was basically saying even death can't win. But I can't use death in the name, so great. I'm just gonna have to get used to it. I'll get used to it. What I can't get used to is what baby whispering deaths look like. Oh! Just he needs to be older as soon as physically possible. Him, I'm gonna turn to a Titan. That's the only reason why I hatched him. Was that so I could have him as a Titan to assist me in stable quests. I also wanted to get rid of my growing population of unhatched eggs. So I have one more spot. Who's gonna go? Either Frost Eyes or Tiger Loaf. Let's see who. Tiger Loaf could benefit from it better. Alright, so now we have a 100% chance. This cannot fail. And in a moment, I'm going to show you guys just how much experience everyone gets from this and what levels they become. And we're going to see if they need any more work or if we're good with just that. So I'll see you guys in 24 hours. And we're back. It has now been 24 hours, and we can check on our dragons. So both of them are almost there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed through getting both of them to level 5. Alright, and that's it. They're both now at level 5, so let's do this. So as you can see, playing games, stable quests, and feeding chicken eggs are going to be your best bet to leveling up your dragons quickly and efficiently. And this applies to getting them from being teenagers to adults, although of course that takes a lot longer, so I'm not going to show that as well. But once they're also teenagers, you can also take them into the flight school and, what is it? I forgot the name of it, but where you shoot the shields. Though neither of those really gives you a lot of experience, so the best ways are the games and just wearing out energy so you can feed them the chicken eggs. So just having the farm filled with eggs, filled to the brim with eggs is important, and as long as you have that, you're probably gonna be fine. And now the creepy little thing. So as of May 2017, these are the best ways to do this. You know, the fire pits, they don't work anymore. I think I once heard that farming used to work. That doesn't work anymore. The eel method that I used to always use doesn't work anymore. So these are just the methods that actually work now. So this should help those who are new to the game or who like to level up or train a lot of dragons, this should help those people just get things done a bit more efficiently. Those are the ways to efficiently level up dragons. And I mean, it's probably going to change. They're probably going to make adjustments to the game, and these methods may not be as efficient anymore. I don't think the Academy adventure, whatever that game is specifically called, I don't think that's ever not gonna work, and I don't think eel roast is ever not gonna work. But I don't know if chicken eggs are gonna continue to always be the best food source for leveling up dragons. I don't know if that's always going to be the case. That could always change. So, remember when I said that things will always be changing? Well, with the newest update, which just came out right after this video was recorded initially, the chicken eggs you can feed perpetually ability has been removed. Now, when your dragon is full, even with the chicken eggs, your dragon is full. You need to go and waste their energy somehow to be able to feed them more, regardless of your dragon's happiness. This does not change the ability of chicken eggs to increase your dragon's happiness when your dragon is hungry, and it also does not affect the fact that chicken eggs have the highest experience ratio for each unit. So they are still the best food to use for training dragons. You just can't overfeed your dragons chicken eggs anymore, which is a little annoying, to be honest. But at the same time, it can be beneficial because it makes you have to play with your dragon, at least in some way, which will knock down their energy, which makes you feed them eggs, and feeding them eggs to replenish their energy is the only way to get experience from chicken eggs in the first place, so it's not really all that big of a deal. Just figured that I'd mention that, and that's it. That's the biggest change in terms of feeding that the new update currently has. So just farm a lot of chickens. If you do the stable quests, you're going to keep on getting the coins that you need to feed the chickens that you need, to get the eggs that you need. I've not gone under 1,000 eggs at this point because I keep harvesting eggs. So I've not gone under 1,000 in months. So you can always keep your stock up, and then if you run out of coins for a little bit for whatever reason, you can just run off of the stock that you have, and you can just, have a day where you're just constantly harvesting chicken eggs, and then that's it, and then you can have 300 to 500 by the end of the day, depending on how many chickens you have. And considering how many times you get a chicken from battle chests, especially silvers and bronzes, the amount of times that you get chickens from things like that is ludicrous. I think half of my chickens came from just horrible prize boxes. So you don't even necessarily need to purchase all the chickens. Sometimes you'll just get them. But that's the secret to all of this, is having so many chickens that it's just out the wazoo. So that's that. So have fun leveling up all of your dragons. This method absolutely works, and you don't need to use any gems. It's a little time consuming, especially if you use the stable quests, but it's not that bad. But there are no gems involved, there are no tricks involved, it's just honest gameplay, And that's it. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye!